What's the average Social Security benefit at 62? This is interesting. I think it's a full article my man Anthony had sent to me. So let's read this. I haven't read it yet, so we'll read it together. Dateline September 26, 2020, thefool.com by Sean Williams. The average Social Security benefit at 22. Here's how at 62. Excuse me. Here's how much the average early retiree was bringing home each month as of June 2020. You may not realize it, but there's a very good chance that when you retire, you're going to be reliant on Social Security. In the latest National Gallup poll of non-retirees, a record 88% of respondents expected their Social Security payout to be a necessary part of their retirement income. Well, why would you not? You're paying into it, man. This strongly suggests that there isn't a more important decision to be made by our nation's seniors in deciding when to take Social Security. I don't get why. I mean, you've been paying into Social Security for all these years. Why would you not expect it to be part of your retirement income? I guess what they're saying is some people think they're not going to get any. That's weird. All right, let's keep going. Although there are more than half a dozen factors that can ultimately affect how much you'll receive and get to keep out of your monthly Social Security benefit, there are 4 factors that stand head and shoulders above the rest. The first 2 are work history and earnings history are tied at the hip. The SSA takes a worker's 35 highest inflation-adjusted years into accounting when calculating their monthly benefit at their full retirement age. For every year of less than 35, 0 is added into the calculation. And I've done 1,000 videos on how this works, but just remember, they're saying inflation-adjusted. It's actual AWI, average wage index. So we've got to make sure we're using AWI, not the cost of living. We're not using COLAs. We're using the average wage index. And if you look historically, AWI, if I recall, is about twice that, or maybe a 1.5 times that of a cost of living adjustment. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Your AWI is what they're using, not inflation adjusted. I know they're saying the same thing. I get that, but I want to be very crisp, clear. If you're going back to run your own numbers and you're using just COLAs, you're wrong. Let's see. Third, there's your birth year, which determines your full retirement age. Again, if you were born in 1960 or later, your FRA is 67. And your full retirement age is when you get 100% of your PIA. That's your primary insurance amount. And finally, there's your claimant age. Payouts can begin at 62 for retired work. You don't have to be retired. That's what drives me crazy, too. You can start payments at 62, but you can still be earning a paycheck. Should you know, but you can, absolutely. Or you can start working at claiming at 62 without even being considered retirement. You're not drawing down your accounts. Or you could even retire. I should say you can take benefit. You can retire at 62 and not take benefits. That's what I meant to say. So if you say, I'm going to quit my crap old job at 62, you don't have to take Social Security then. I'm surprised how many people think they have to. You don't. You can say, I'm quitting and I'm going to take my Social Security benefits later. And that's usually usually the best thing to do. However, if you wait till you're 70, as I said before, you get the delayed earnings credit. So the longer you wait from 62 to 70, the more your Social Security benefit will be relative to your benefit if you take it early. That's just all there is to it. Now, there's no reason to wait beyond 70. In fact, I don't even know if you can. You don't get any delayed earnings credits by waiting, so you take it at 70 because that's when you're going to get the most benefit for sure. All right, so given this information, you might be under the impression that most seniors wait a bit before they take their Social Security benefit. And that's not true. A majority of Americans, around 60%, claim their benefit prior to reaching their FRA. So that'd be prior to reaching 66 in today's days. 67 for us born in 1960 or later. And the single most popular claiming age is 62. Please note when I say the single most popular claiming age, I'm referring to situations where retirees get to choose when to take their benefits. This removes folks who are automatically transitioned to retirement from disability. Okay, gotcha. The question is, what type of typical benefit can you get at 62? According to payout stats from the SSA, the average benefit at 62 is $1130. $1130 is the average benefit at 62. That's only $800 a month above the federal poverty line for a one-person household, and well below the average retired benefit of $1,500. Well, the reason the average retired benefit is so low is because the average benefit at 62 is pulling it down. Why would retirees be willing to accept a... Oh, what happened? Okay. I got to do something here. Hold on. Why would people want to choose a benefit that's 30% reduced because they took it early? Some folks, they simply have no other source of income. For others, it could be a strategic move, such as low-earning spouse wanting to generate income for the household. But I'd be willing to bet that a lack of understanding of the program has played a role in these early claims. I completely agree. To be clear, there are viable reasons to claim early, yep, especially if you got minor kids. I've said that a couple times in my videos, but obviously I do so many, it's hard for folks to follow them all. If you have minor kids, claiming it early makes sense by and large, but you have to cross that bridge. Being in poor health or having a substantially lower lifetime income than your spouse are a good reason to consider taking it early, i.e. you're going to die at 70, sure. However, statistically speaking, waiting to take Social Security is the optimal decision. I completely agree. An optimal claim is one where one beneficiary maximizes the amount of money they receive over their lifetime from Social Security. In June 2019, United Income released a study, The Retirement Solution Hiding in Plain Sight, that used data from University of Michigan's Health and Retirement Study to map out optimal claiming decisions. Fewer than 1 in 10 made the decision. Fewer than 1 in 10 claiming decisions made between 62 and 65 were considered optimal. By comparison, 57% of optimal claiming decisions would have come at age 70, and more than 80% of all optimal decisions would have been between 67 and 70. So basically, the longer you wait, the better it is. It's just really not debating that. It doesn't mean for everybody they need to wait. It just means for an optimal decision, the longer you wait, the better. It's just not that debatable. There's another advantage of waiting too. Spouses who claim benefits prior to their full retirement age are potentially handicapping their significant other. Yeah, I could not agree that more. The $16,728 Social Security bonus most retirees overlook. I did a video on that, and you can watch that video on that if you want to scroll through my videos on Social Security playlist. But Social Security claiming benefits at 62 is popular, but the reward doesn't necessarily outweigh the risk for the majority of early filers. Look, man, I agree with that, and this is going to make a lot of people, you can do this. I get all this. You could do this. You could do that. Now, I had a guy who's just worn out, man. His body is hurting because he works in hard labor. Again, if you don't know how long you're going to live, if you're assuming you won't live beyond 75, then hell, take Social Security early for sure. But there better be a legitimate reason for that assumption. And the assumption shouldn't be, I'm going to do the Smith & Wesson retirement plan, i.e., well, I hope you can figure that out. The assumption should be literally that I'm not, both my parents died at 72, I got lung cancer, all these things. If it's just that you're sore, as opposed to having significant mental or health issues, again, you can take it at 62, but it better be just more that my knees are creaking. That doesn't mean you're going to die early. It doesn't. Now, again, there are other considerations. Generally speaking, if you are the lower earning spouse, yep. If you got minor children, yep. If you're not going to live that long, yep. And if you have no other source of income, absolutely. But by and large, the optimal decision is wait till your full retirement age. There's just no getting around that. Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, Anthony, for sending this to me.